What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Flames back at it again with another Bible reading video, man. Today, Bible reading out of 2 Samuel, chapters 3 and 4. Without further ado, man, let's get right to it. Okay, chapter 3. Abner joins David. There was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, and David grew stronger and stronger while the house of Saul became weaker and weaker. And sons were born to David at Hebron. His firstborn was Amnon, uh, of Ahinoam of Jezreel, and his second Chileab of Abigail, the widow of Nabal of Carmel, and the third Ashlam, the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur, and the fourth Adijah, the son of Haggith, and the fifth Shephatah, the son of Abital, and the sixth Alsharim of Eglab, David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron. While there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, Abner was making himself strong in the house of Saul. Now uh, Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah. And Ishbosheth said to Abner, "Why have you gone into my father's concubine?" Then Abner was very angry over the words of Ishbosheth and said, "Am I a dog's head of Judah? To this day." Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta figure out what that is. I gotta look up this word. A woman. Okay, so it's like a second wife, essentially with less rights than the first wife. Um, I see. Okay. Um, To this day I keep showing steadfast love to the house of Saul your father, to his brothers, and to his friends, and I have not given you into the hand of David. And yet you charge me today with the fault concerning a woman. God do so to Abner and more also, if I do not accomplish for David what the Lord has sworn to him, to transfer the kingdom of the house of Saul and set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah, from Dan to Beersheba. And Ishbosheth could not answer Abner another word because he feared him. And Abner sent messengers to David on his behalf, saying, "To whom does the land belong? Make your covenant with me, and behold, my hand shall be with you to bring over all Israel to you." And he said, "Good, I will make a covenant with you, but one thing I require of you, that is, you shall not see my face until you bring Michal, Saul's daughter, and when you come to see my face, or when you come to see my face." And David sent messengers to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, "Give me my wife Michal, for whom I paid the bridal price of 100 foreskins of the Philistines." And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband Ittai the son of Laish. But her husband went with her, weeping after her all the way to Baram. Then Abner said to him, "Go, return." And he returned. And Abner conferred with the elders of Israel, saying, "For some time past you have been seeking David as king over you. Now bring it about, for the Lord has promised David, saying, By the hand of my servant David I will save my people Israel from the hand of the Philistines, from the hand of all their enemies." Abner also spoke to Benjamin. Then Abner went to tell David at Hebron all that Israel and the whole house of Benjamin thought good to do. When Abner came with 20 men to David at Hebron, David made a feast for Abner and the men who were with him. And Abner said to David, "I will arise and go and gather all Israel to my lord the king, that they may make a covenant with you, that you may reign over all that your heart desires." So David sent Abner away, and he went in peace. Just as the servants of David arrived with Joab from a raid, bringing much spoil with them, but Abner was not with David at Hebron, for he had sent him away, and he had gone in peace. And Joab and all the army that was with him came. It was told Joab, "Abner, son of Ner, came to the king, and he has let him go, and he has gone in peace." Then Joab went to the king and said, "What have you done? Behold, Abner came to you. Why is it that you have sent him away, so that he is gone? You shall know that Abner the son of Ner came to deceive you, and to know your going out and coming in, and to know all that you were doing." Joab murders Abner. Jeez. When Joab came out of David's presence, He sent messengers after Abner, and they brought him back from the cistern of Seir. But David did not know about it. And when Abner returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the midst of the gate to speak with him privately, and there he struck him in the stomach, so that he died, for the blood of Ashel's brother. Afterward, when David heard of it, he said, I and my kingdom are forever guiltless before the Lord, and the blood of Abner son of Ner. May it fall upon the head of Joab and upon all his father's house, and may the house of Joab never be without one who has a discharge over his lepers, or who holds a splinter, or falls by the sword, or who lacks bread. So David curses the whole entire bloodline. Um, so Joab and Abishai's brother killed Abner because he had put their brother Ashel to death in the battle of Gibeon. David mourns Abner. And David said to Joab and all the people who were with him, Take your clothes and put on a sackcloth and mourn before Abner. And King David followed the bier. They buried Abner at Hebron. And the king lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner. And all the people wept. And the king lamented for Abner, saying, Should Abner die as a fool dies? Your hands were not bound, your feet were not fettered. As one falls before the wicked, you have fallen. All the people wept again over him. And all the people came to pursue David to eat bread while it was yet day. But David swore, saying, God do so to me and more also, if I taste bread or anything else till the sun goes down. And all the people took notice of it, and it pleased them, as everything that the king did pleased all the people. So the people and all Israel understood that day that it had not been the king's will to put death to Abner the son of Ner. And the king said to his servants, Do you not know that a prince and a great man has fallen this day in Israel? And I was gentle today, though anointed king. These men, sons of Zerah, are more severe than I. The Lord repay the evildoer according to his wickedness. Hmm. Okay, that is it for this chapter. Since this next chapter is extremely short, we're about to read it right now, chapter 4. Let's go right to it, man. Ishbosheth murdered. When Ishbosheth, Saul's son, heard that Abner had died at Hebron, his courage failed, and all Israel was dismayed. Now Saul's son had two men who were captains of raiding bands. The name of one was Bana, and the name of the other Rechab, sons of Rimmon, a man of Benjamin, from Beeroth. For Beeroth is also counted part of Benjamin. The Beerothites fled to Gittim and have been sojourners there to this day. Jonathan, the son of Saul, had a son who was crippled in his feet. He was 5 years old when the news about Saul and Jonathan came from Jezreel, and his nurse took him up and fled, as she fled in her haste. And he fell and became lame. And his name was Mephibosheth. Now the sons of Rimmon the Beerothite, Rechab and Bana, set out, and about the heat of the day they came to the house of Ishbosheth, as he was taking his noonday rest. So he was taking a nap. And they came to the midst of the houses as if to get wheat, and they stabbed him in the stomach. And then Rechab and Bana his brother escaped. And they came into the house as he lay on his bed in his bedroom. They struck him and put him to death and beheaded him. They took his head and went by the way of Abra all night, and brought the head of Ishbosheth to David at Hebron. They said to the king, Here is the head of Ishbosheth, son of Saul, your enemy, who has sought your life. The Lord has avenged my lord the king this day on Saul and his offspring. But David answered Rechab and Bana his brothers, son of Rimmon and the Betherite, As the Lord lives, who has redeemed my life out of every adversity, when one told me, Behold, Saul is dead, and thought he was bringing good news, I seized him and killed him at Ziklag, which is the word I gave him for his news. Yo, that's crazy. Is he about to murk these dudes? How much more when a wicked man has killed a righteous man in his own house on his bed, shall I not now require his blood at your hand and destroy you from the earth? And David commanded his young men, and they killed them and cut off their hands and feet and hanged them beside the pool at Hebron. But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it at the tomb of Abner at Hebron. That is crazy. So he's like, y'all killed this innocent man for no reason. He has nothing to do with what else is going on here. And they cut off their hands and feet, bro. Tortured them to death. Because they killed an innocent man for no reason, in spite of somebody who's already passed away. Makes no sense. But yeah, that is the end of these chapters for today. I really appreciate y'all for watching. God bless whoever's watching this. I appreciate you, and may blessings be upon. And I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.